Watch, Larry the Cable Guy. Just wait in on Trump, liberals are losing their minds. Larry the Cable Guy has now gone and pissed off every liberal scumbag in America, again. Larry the Cable Guy, who is one of the most talented and gifted comedians of the last decade, and who coined the famous phrase "get R done," recently gave an interview about his feelings towards President Donald Trump and how he is leading our nation. In the interview with Rare Country, Larry the Cable Guy said that he thinks we need more people like Trump in office. People who have nothing to gain from their office, but instead have a lot to lose. He goes on to say that our nation has been run into the ground by people like former President Barack Hussein Obama, who never cared about us nor our values. President Trump understands our struggles and wants to build an America that we can be proud to raise a family in. Like things used to be before people like Obama came along. He went as far as saying the damage that Obama brought to our nation was to the point of being psychotic. Most of us ordinary patriotic Americans can pretty much agree with his assessment. A few famous Larry the Cable Guy quotes. "I don't play with myself. I was cleaning it once and it went off. What happened to airplane attendants being cute? What the hell happened to that? Them girls were so ugly they would make Ray Charles flinch. This a song I wrote about my girlfriend. She cheated on me with another man. It's called I Can't Get Over You Till You Get Out From Under Him. I was madder than a deaf mute playing bingo, getting bingo, aunt. Trying to holler out bingo, I tell ya. I was living with a girl for 8 months, until she found out I was living with her, or until she found out I was there. I was seeing this girl for about 6 weeks, until someone took my binoculars. I was dating a redhead once, no red hair, just a redhead. It was her birthday and I thought it would be cool to light my farts, and it caught her hair. I called the fire department but they said they couldn't get to us, so we had to meet them halfway. I was lucky I passed a couple of red lights or we would have lost the whole kitchen. I was madder than a skinhead watching the Jeffersons. I was more confused than Ray Charles with a Where's Waldo book. My sister was getting married, and she's a big awesome. Her friends were about as fat as she is and she bought them all matching brown dresses. They looked like a bunch of UPS trucks parked in the middle of the parking lot. I was taking a crap once and then my sister walks in and says, "I gotta get my hairspray." All of a sudden she says, "Smells like crap in here." What do you think's coming out of my rear? Twizzlers. I once tipped a stripper with Monopoly money, and after that, she said that's fake money. I said alright, well them's fake. If NASCAR had sponsorships from feminine products, how'd you get tickets to the Tampon 200? Well, we pulled some strings. You are harder to understand than a hero ordering Biggie fries, I tell you. That's funny. Can I help you? Slurred voice, Wiggy Fifes. Normal voice, what the heck are Wiggy Fifes? My brother got eliminated from the spelling bee. Apparently, there ain't no number 8 in the word pollinate. I wanna do the world's biggest get R done. So on the count of 3. Wait a minute. I'm in Houston, so on the count of 3. I went out with this one girl, and she scared me. One day she says to me, "Soon you're gonna hear the pitter-patter of little feet." And I'm thinking, oh Lord, she's pregnant. She ended up leaving me for a midget. I'm married now, so I don't date much anymore. My wife still has that new wife smell to her. I do need to lose some weight now, I got to tell ya. I had a threesome last week, and I was all by myself. You know gas is expensive when you see street gangs doing walk-bys. I went jogging last week. I didn't want to. My car broke down in a crappy neighborhood. I lost 8 pounds and my rims Here's my least favorite 4 stripper names: Edna, Bertha, Gertrude, Walter. These 2 guys go hunting and the one guy says, "Good Lord, I can see your house from here and your wife's cheating on you with another guy." The other guy says, "Oh, I've had it with her. Shoot her in the head and him in the privates." He says, "I can get that in one shot." This guy goes to his doctor one day and the doctor says, "I have bad news, and worse news." He says, "What's the bad news?" The doctor says, "You got 24 hours to live." He says, "What's the worse news?" Doctor says, "I forgot to call you yesterday. I was bagging my groceries at the grocery store the other day, 'cause it was busy, and some old lady comes up and pat me on the head and said, 'I think it's wonderful they hire people like you.' I was like, retarded voice, 'Thank you.' Then I went myself and ran her over with my cart. Retarded voice, 'Walks odd. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.'" Later in that same interview, he added that he couldn't remember anyone talking about race constantly before former President Barack Hussein Obama took office. He is 100% correct. Once he came in, he racialized everything. Then came charlatan profiteering race baiters such as Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton, who took advantage of the opportunity and did what they do best. Black Lives Matter was born, and since then we all seem to get caught in a never-ending whirlwind of hatred. Very wise for a comedian.